Music Production.
What's up, everybody? We're looking at Bitfarms here, BitF. Now, I really like the looks of this. To me, it seems very clear that what's happening is we're starting to break out and create a new trend. New characteristics of this stock's price are emerging. Okay? Excuse me. So we have this low in December 2022. We come up into a resistance point. Excuse me. Now, I want to mark this out. This here was a major zone way back in, call it 2019, right? Major zone. We break above it in 2020. We don't revisit that zone until 2022 July, right? So it tried to act as support, fails, and we break below it. It acted as resistance for a long point. You could even move this, be a little bit more generous with it, this entire range right here, right? Tries to act as support, we break out, it fails. We break below, solid resistance multiple times in this stock. We then break above, and now look, it's acting as support again until we get this massive pop matched with very large bullish volume. These are just a few things I like to point out in the stock, right? So I think this is interesting. Big money's clearly coming in and they're trying to position themselves. And clearly this is happening really fast. 2 solid weeks of essentially from here to the top of last week. That's like 145% move. So what we need to pay attention to now that BTC is consolidating is there going to be a buy the dip opportunity? Depending on how this consolidates, we will see if that happens. So we have this 8 EMA. As you can see, price likes to return back to the 8 EMA, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So what we need to see here is this move going to give us, and again, you can zoom into the 2-day time frame to get a better look. Look at all that bullish volume coming in. Are we going to get some sort of a pattern, like maybe potentially a bull flag, that's going to lead us right back into towards the 8 EMA, consolidates pretty smartly, and then we get a continuation to the upside? That's something that I want to see potentially happen on Bitfarms, okay? Where would we be looking, okay? Where would we be looking in terms of the newest resistance point, okay? We have this zone that held as support, major support for a long time. This is back in January 2021, right? We'll mark off right here, this price level. I think this is a very telling level, right? We wick off of it. Let's zoom in and look at this. 2020 December, major move to the upside, but we get the rejection wick, and it's stubborn in this range. We can't really quite break over it, but once we do, it further acts as support multiple times throughout the next few years, okay? Multiple times. Then we break below, and we haven't really revisited that zone up until last week. I think this zone is very telling. So what we can expect or look for in the stock is we get this pullback towards the 8 EMA, but ideally we want to see it stay close to this $3.66 resistance, develop a higher low, right? If we could develop a higher low in this range, that is telling us demand is significantly picked up in the stock. Again, if we look back to the beginning of the year, we start very low. We make a high into resistance, higher low. We try to break out, can't quite break out, so we make another higher low. We finally get our breakout, and again, we revisit this zone, and now we've created a higher high, right? So the characteristics of the stock have completely changed here versus November 21 to December 2022 or January 2023. Things are getting exciting in this space. This is not a name I would sleep on. Things happen very fast in the space. So with all this bullish volume coming into the stock, I think this is the sign big money's positioning themselves, and this buy the dip opportunity could be the chance to follow them in this trade. So the targets I'll be looking for, once we break once we battle this 370, 366 zone, we could start to look at 545. We could start to look at 740. Again, it's going to take some time. But when big money's positioning themselves like this, with the large volume coming in, again, this is the largest volume the stock's ever seen. What do you think they're preparing for? That's a question that I'm going to leave with you guys. Peace.